I'm Gary Schotten. I'm here as a part of Inspiring Better Business. And today I'm going to talk about look inward when it comes to choosing a business that fits you. You see, people choose lots of businesses for many reasons, and I want to help you, I hope, in a way that will help you start off in a good path. Now, I went through about 5 major segments in my life, and I'm going to go through those quickly, and you're going to see a thread that says, fortunately, I stayed inside my corridor, inside what God had gifted me to do, and that helped me in a good way to have advantage and actually be prosperous and to be beneficial in my business endeavors. So I started with being raised on a farm and ranch, and my dad was an entrepreneur. He started way back when I was just a little child with virtually nothing. And I was able to, through the time period, see him buy his first piece of land and when I was in high school, and then from there it expanded pretty fast, and we were a wonderful household. We were not perfect by any means, but we were church attending farmers and ranchers, and I rode horse and occasionally when we needed to, branded cattle, drove tractor, learned how to drive a large truck, drove pickups when I was 12 and 13. I mean, we were outdoors all the time. We started breakfast in the morning, we came in for lunch if we were anywhere close to the house, and then we came in for supper. Otherwise, we were outdoors, wore a hat. It was sunny in the wintertime, wore a coat in the wintertime. And so that's where I got my being. That's kind of who I am. So when I graduated from college, I went to work up in the state of Wyoming. And in that state, it gets very, very cold in the wintertime and quite hot in the summer. And once again, I'm outdoors. I'm head of a construction project. I'm working for a big oil company. I didn't own a business at that time. I needed to grow up and learn how business worked and learn how life worked, and working for someone else. It was about a little under 10 years that I did that. And once again, I'm outdoors. We had a large crane, which we picked up something as heavy as 30 tons and could have a height of 120 feet on the jib of the crane, and we lifted things into the air. We had welders, we had pour concrete, we just assembled things. We had gloves on. We were careful not to get each other hurt. We had basically a pretty rugged environment, just being in Wyoming, but also being in construction. Well, then in the mid-'80s or early '80s, we decided to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma to go to Bible school. And in that setting, I couldn't find a job. I was willing to do whatever, and there was not many options, and I started a moving and storage company. It was very modest, very meager. There's other stories you've heard about, but the summary is I'm outdoors again. I'm out with people. I like people. I'm in their homes, but we're carrying furniture. We're working up a sweat. I'm not in behind a computer at that time. Now, I've learned how to use a computer, but it's not my gifting. I'm not fixing someone's hair. I'm not doing a retail sales. That's for somebody else, but I'm inside. I'm in my corridor. I'm outside in the work world as I'm working in this, owning a trucking company. To date, I still have a Class A CDL commercial driver's license for driving the largest truck that can go on the highway. I know how to drive that dude. So I'm outdoors again. Well, then we sell that, and I sell that. My wife and I set out a bit, and guess what I did? I bought a machine shop. Same kind of business. Here's mostly men. We only have one woman in our machine shop that's on the floor. One woman in the office. The rest is 49 men. We're out there. It's kind of grubby. We have rules that you have to watch the language. We can't have girly pictures on the wall, because that's our culture not to have that. But still, it's all kinds of working and being in the workforce with men, and it's not behind the desk other than occasional. So my bread and butter is outdoors. I still own that. But, you know, I don't know what's coming next, but I'm starting another business. It's buying ripe tomatoes. I'm on a tractor in my spare time. It's a hobby. I'm outdoors. I hope you get the picture that I have stayed inside a corridor of the kind of business that fits me. Why would I do that? Well, because I have kind of a sixth sense. I have a nature. I like it. Not just I like work. I like work. I honestly do. Like to work. That would be one of the worst things that could happen if I had the disability or something caused me not to be able to work. So, but it's mostly with men, mostly outdoors. And again, that's me. So here's where I see mistakes made. I see people when they're wanting to start a business, they think, wow, number one, how much money can I make? What can I do to make the most money? Well, that's a pretty poor way to choose a business, because you know, if you're gifted in business and you learn business and you stay inside your corridor, every business has a chance to make money, and every business has a chance to lose money. You got to remember that you can make or lose. It's not the business, it's the business skills you need to operate inside that business. And that includes being inside your corridor, inside your channel, inside the stream, in the process of what fits you well. Other people copy someone else. They have an uncle or a cousin, or even are kind of forced into following dad and even owning the same business that dad owned. You know, that's okay, but I always like to have a little thought that, does this fit that person? You know, not everyone in my family. I have 3 grown children. I was part of a family with 5 children, and you know, our personalities are different. What we like to do is different. The way we approach things is different. And anyone that has more than one child knows that. And that's part of God dealing with us in a different way for each person. So I'm suggesting strongly that you look inwardly. You look inside yourself. Don't just jump on something. Meditate and analyze what I really like to do. What's the kind of thing that's enjoyable to me? Not everything's going to be just 100% perfect. You know, not everything's going to be just exactly like you wanted it. But in reality, it is something that you need to stay inside your corridor. A good thing would be to start a business inside your hobby. That's going to be something that could fit you very well. And you're going to get up in the morning. You're going to be excited about working. You're going to be excited about going to work. You know, there's always going to be a lot of drag. There's going to be enough disappointment. You're going to have enough headaches. And so to do that in a business that you don't enjoy doing and have a special interest in is a double drag. You don't want a double drag. You don't want to be disappointed that you chose what you're doing. You want to do something that's very, very centered on your giftings. You see, I'm not a hairstylist. I actually had my wife cut my hair for all of these years. I don't really like people to touch my hair that much. You know, it's okay, but I'm not someone. I like to eat, but I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. So those things are for someone else, and there's opportunities inside those. You choose. Thanks for being a part of Inspiring Better Business.